Rachel, how are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. The sun is shining. It's a beautiful day and I'm happy. How are you?
I'm fine. Where are you?
I'm in the south of France at the moment.
Nice.
Very nice.
And I know that you've got 5 amazing cats.
I do, yes. And I have to say they are a cat family. So it's mummy, daddy, 3 kids. They've been together all their life. They're now 12 and 13 years old. And yes, they are amazing. They really are an amazing example of a cat family.
Also, you told me that you speak Italian to your cats and your kids.
I do. And I'm curious because, you know, they are from Italy, so they are Italian cats. And I've always spoken to Italian with them right from the beginning. And it's quite interesting to think whether animals understand words. And coming to the brain, we know now from the neuroscience, they've done neuroscience and they've done scans on dogs, that in fact dogs do recognize words, not only sounds but also words. And I'm curious, sometimes I try it out with my cats, you know, parlo un po' di italiano con loro, I'm always checking to see what they understand or not, and so far I have to say I'm not very successful with any response. but they do, they understand food and come inside, and yes, yeah.
Neuroscience is an amazing thing.
It is. And I have to say, Tatiana, that, you know, what we're doing, and I know that you're also coming into this from your speech therapy experience and your certification there, you know, what we are doing is becoming the bridges between the scientists and the people who need this information, the learners. And the people with learning difficulties as well, you know, and it's not about us being neuroscientists, it's about us understanding how to bring those messages across, and not only bring the theory across, but actually living it, being it, doing it.
Yeah.
And helping people in practice to actually implement everything that we're learning about ourselves.
Exactly. Right now, I would like to talk about your marvelous book, which is Neurolanguage Coaching, Brain-Friendly Language Learning. Give us, please, 3 takeaways from this book.
Well, firstly, I have to say thank you. Thank you for opening the space for me to speak about the book. The book is quite interesting because it really is, I'm going to say, a public version of the manual that I wrote for the course, which is about 220 pages long. So on my course, there is a much deeper manual, and this is almost like an introduction to the neuroscience, the coaching, how they come together, a little bit about the method, and also for language learners, not only for educators, but also for language learners. And I would say 3 major points. The first one is the awareness. The more aware we are about the way that we speak, the way that we learn, the way that we are transmitting, transforming a learning process, well, you know, the better the learning process could be, because we start to understand ourselves. Now, we have some great speakers of today, like Dr. Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton, all of them saying that most of the time we are 95% in our subconscious brain, which means that we're running on our programs without realizing it.
Yes, I'm reading a book which is goal mapping or mapping goals, something like that. And the author says that when you go to work, you don't think about it. You go and you do not think about the route because you know it, and you do not notice the trees, the buildings. You just.
That's right. That's right. We're not fully conscious. It's
Yes.
almost like we're asleep.
Like we are not fully present, as they say in Buddhism.
Exactly.
Present.
Exactly. You're totally right. And so that the first question, as an educator, we have to become aware. We have to understand how we're asking questions. What are the habits that we have that are not being productive? How are we behaving that's blocking our learners? So the first point is the awareness, leading to the consciousness and the present moment. That's the essence of a coach. Yes. Second one is really understanding the interplay of the conscious and the subconscious brain. When we're learning a language, there is input from both sides. You know, and we forget, you know, as a child, we very much learn languages subconsciously. And as an adult or as a later learner, how do we then really connect in with both those inputs, I'm going to say? You know, when I went to live in Spain, when I went to live in Italy, when I went to live in Germany, the input that's coming in is phenomenal. And I have to say that, you know, this is key to help learners to really understand that they don't need to be sitting in front of a book for 2 hours a day learning language. No, there can be that input, but there has to be the other input as well. We have a great example, Lydia Makova, one of the great polyglots, who explains how she learned languages through watching her favorite series Friends.
Wow.
Just taking it in. So that's key point number 2. Point number 3, I would say, is communication. And really understanding how to become a brain-friendly communicator. Now, there are many great programs out there about this. There's some great brain-friendly coaching like David Rock's Neuroleadership. All of that is coming into this particular question. And I do think as educators, we have to understand the impact of our communication. And just by changing some things, just by tweaking maybe a question or a reaction or the feedback, is going to totally transform that learning process for that person sitting in front of us. So yes, key point number 3 is our communication and how to focus in on every individual learner and make it effective communication for that person sitting in front of us.
Also, I know that you got a fascinating story on writing this book. You wrote this book in 7 days. Oh my God, I've never heard about this. Like, how did you do that?
Well, I'm also fascinated.
Seriously?
Tatiana, it was a great experience, and you know, in that period, it was August 2016, and all through that year, I wanted to write the book. I was extremely busy. I didn't have much time. I was full-time training, coaching clients, plus all the training of teachers, and I only had a window of 7 days in August. It was late August 2016, and I got it in my diary. And I was living in Germany at the time, and I have to say it was a terrible summer. The weather was awful, and suddenly in that week the sun came out. It was like 40 degrees. It was like, wow.
Where was that? In Germany?
In Germany, yes.
Where?
Near Düsseldorf. Yes, so west Germany. And I was writing the book, and it was almost like I was in a trance. I was in the flow, and I was writing, then I was going for a walk, or I was writing, then I was going to the pool, or I was writing, then I was going outside, just sitting outside. But all the time, it was like I was continuously writing the book. So wherever I went, whether I was walking at the pool or in a restaurant or for a coffee or whatever, my brain was still there, and it was like, okay, what's coming next? What's coming next? It was a fascinating week for me. It was like I was in a trance, a flow for 7 days. Phenomenal.
Incredible. You should write a book about it, how to write a book in 7 days. And
yes. Now, I have to say, after that, I did go through 6 months of editing. I sent the manuscript to friends and people around me to read it and give me feedback. I had the most amazing proofreader called Meg. Every time she sent some edits, she would say, Rachel, have a cup of tea, sit on the sofa, settle yourself down and go through the edits with me. And yes, phenomenal. And honestly, for me, it was a leap of faith, Tatiana. You know, writing a book is a big thing because it's in print. You don't know if people are going to love it, they're going to hate it. It's almost like you expose yourself to anything. And I really felt like I was jumping off the top of a cliff. and jumping without wings, you know, and it was like, oh my God, am I going to, am I not? And I remember I was procrastinating that final go, you know, to the publisher. And in the end, I just shut my eyes and I just said, go, print. And yes, I was terrified.
But I think personally that if you like the product you make, you do, the others will like it as well.
You know, there's always going to be people that like and people that don't, and I believe in the diversity of life, and definitely, you know, there may be some people who, for them, this is not their cup of tea. They totally don't like it. There may be others. I mean, so many people connect with me and say, Rachel, I'm already doing that. And I say, fantastic. Yes, great. Let's get you recognized. Because honestly, Tatiana, I do believe that worldwide there is a movement in education and it's happening.
Yes.
And many, many teachers are realizing that we cannot continue as we were. And many teachers are intuitively changing, and they're doing it. And it's fantastic. And the question is, how do we get you all recognized? That's the question.
Yeah. Rachel, thank you very much for your information. I will write the link in the description of the video. This book is available on Amazon in printed version and also ebook, right?
Ebook, yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. The e-version is available. And Tatiana, just to say, if anybody does have serious problems, because I know Amazon sometimes can't deliver to certain areas, they can drop me a line, and I do have some books that I can send to people, and we do send them all over the world. So with pleasure, if people have problems with Amazon with anything, just connect in and we can try and get it to you. Definitely.
Marvelous. That's wonderful. Rachel, I wish you an amazing day and a productive week, and hope to see you soon here on my YouTube channel.
I would love to, Tatiana. I love being on your YouTube channel. Thank you very much. And every success to you.
Yeah, later.
Thanks, Tatiana.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.